before we start, we have a disclosure. Please be aware of risk in the future trading. All our videos for training purposes. So whatever you do, we're not responsible for your trade, and please be aware of this risk in the trading. We're doing very fine. We're looking for the on the ES, we're looking for target 2 institutional number 5921, and the Nasdaq, we're looking for the target 21,470. The most we're going to get is around 21,408 for the morning session. And for the ES, the most we're gonna get this morning session is 59.21. I don't see anything at this moment below the 59.21. So those the only two target we're looking for is the institutional number 59.21, and the Nasdaq is about to hit. Once we cross this support area, we are going to see profit taken on target 3 institutional number. So remember, those are going to be profit taken, and it will be retracement after that. So be careful with your trade. We have some news coming at 10:30, no news 10:40, 11 o'clock, but they are not really high news. But we have at 3 p.m. Probably is going to have a little impact on the market around 3 p.m. But there is not much news going on at this moment. For the pullback re-entry, if you are not in a trade or your auto trade is not taking trade, you should not let your auto trade take long. You have a re-entry point at 21,554, and you have a re-entry point on the ES at 59.4250. Those are the re-entry point on the ES as well. Let's see if we can also share some of the scalping. We can share scalping with you. This is the scalping on the ES 50 ticks, and we started 20 minutes ago, and now we are 375. There is a new signal on the gold. Let's see the new signal on the gold. Sell signal on the gold if you are interested in the gold. The scalping is based only on one contract. The Nasdaq is about to hit target 3. If we look once you break the support area, the target 3, like what we told you, the re-entry point, and the target 3 profit taken, it will be 21,471. So this is the morning session. You have to be careful, but we need to break that support area. So the Nasdaq is, what we see here is very strong. The sellers over the buyers with a 6 different time frame, and the market analyzer is in red. All the way in red is a full throttle, and it is a matter of time before the Nasdaq can break that last support area, and is about to break it. So here it is about to break it, and we're coming to target 3 profit taking. Here it is, profit taking. I don't know if you can see the wick on YouTube, but it is hit the target 3. The scalper is 412 at this moment, based on one contract. And the ES, once he breaks this support, we are going to the target 59.21 profit taking on target 2, and here it is. It's coming straight to it as we expected. Now the scalper is 475. Here it is, coming to target 2. Profit taken on target 2, 59.21. Be careful. It's exactly where is my crosser. I don't know if you can see the wick on YouTube, but you have a big wick come into target 2. Look, it's right there, and a profit taken. On the Nasdaq, last destination is in this area here, 21,375. And the last destination on the ES is 59.03 for the morning session. Now the scalper is 525, as you see. 525. Now the scalper is 725. The swing trading on the Nasdaq 15,860. On the CL 4,600. On the ES we have, let me see, I don't have that many charts on the swing trading lately. Let me see if I can find an ES. An ES is 4,200. So from the market analyzer is already estimate the target way up here, 59.24. This is coming from the market analyzer. This is the market analyzer, and you get a signal, and there is 5 different automated trades on that one as well. From the market analyzer, we have from the last entry signal 105, 104 ticks into profit based on one contract. On this chart, there is 2. So this one here is 1,400. This one is 2,750 to 2,000. This is double the amount because the market analyzer is based on one contract, and I'm using 2 contracts on the Autotrade. The same thing apply as an example for the YM. The YM, we have a sell, 3 sell signal, and it is 200 ticks into the profit. And this one here based what is the YM is right there. It is 76 ticks into profit based on one contract, and here it is one contract 375 375. So it is right in line with the market analyzer, but it's just on the bar close before it activates the trade. You can make it on the bar close, or you can do it on the market order. It's up to you what you want to do on it. But also the market analyzer, the CL is already hit the target. You can see from the market analyzer right here, it says target hit, target hit, target hit. So the target hit, and it closed because the target hit on the CL, and it closed because the target hit on the Nasdaq as well. So we only have those two because I expanded the target manually and let it be, so you can do it anywhere you want. You can put it on the fib line, and this is really pleasant for people who know how to trade, because also you can do it automatically, or you can also fuzzle with the auto trade, secure some of your profit, and then the auto trade will readjust your trailing stop and your target if you want to automatically. And if you want to, you can fuzzle with the auto trade to secure some more profit, and then once the fib line come into the trailing stop, the auto trade will readjust your trailing stop automatically, and you can extend the target or leave it as is. So it's up to you what you want to do with it, and here it is, as you see, is doing very well. Also on the scalper we had a little over 700, and now we have 662. And on the Nasdaq, on the 300 tick scalping, we are 2,825 based on one contract. It's only one contract, and on the Nasdaq now is about to hit little over 3,000 based on one contract. Scalping. Let's look what happened in the market. As you see here, we start getting the reversal, and the re-entry is going to be right there at 21,490, and as you see, this is the end of the line after target 2. The reversal started, and the reversal do not repaint. So when there is a start firing a lot of reversal, indicating there is fatigue in the trend, and then you uh, you need to watch out for those reversal. Absolutely, you cannot just ignore it, the signal, what the chart is telling you. It is really nice to combine what the chart is telling you and when you are auto trading, so you can also maximize your profit. As an example, you have on the Nasdaq swing trading, you have 14,000. A little bit earlier, you had 16,000, and now you start getting reversal fire. Maybe it is a very smart idea. You don't need to learn price action, but you can close position and secure your profit. And you can maximize your profit. It does not mean two people using the same auto trade that will have the same results. Be careful. If somebody started the auto trade 9 o'clock and somebody started the auto trade 9:05, that will have a different results. You know, even if they started both of them at 9 o'clock, it depends on the trader if he can read the market, what it says, and secure some of the profit. So one auto trade does not mean two people will have the same results, because one guy, he might fuzzle with the auto trade or take a profit, and the other guy, he just look at it and look at the P&L. It's always the best. If you want to get the best performance, don't rely on just automatic. Also, a human visual evaluation. There is no AI smart system, intelligent, is going to bail you out of it. They fell. And they fell. We even tested ourselves, and it fell royally. So there is no AI system yet. It's going to bail you out of it by just... so a human still have... He can evaluate what's going on more than machines. So we cannot be in the trading. It's going to be for many years to go. You just to be blocked out, you know, with your brain, and print money in the trading. Those two combination is not going to work for you. You don't need to learn a price action anymore, but you have to be the captain on your auto trade or evaluate what's going on in your trades. Or maybe you wanted to take a profit, maximize your profit. As an example, right now the Nasdaq is 15,000, and we start getting a lot of signal that is fatigue in the trend, and maybe you want to evaluate to take a little bit off the table if you want to, and maybe take one or two and leave the rest running. So it's always a human. That's why you don't see an airplane flying by themselves with passengers. You still need a human in there. Despite the airplane can fly itself and land by itself, nobody is gonna get in on the plane and knowing there is no captain up there. So for your account, to protect your account or your sub-account or whatever it is, you need to evaluate what's going on, evaluate your situation. You cannot ignore the fact, you know. Right now on the scalper, we are 862. We had two lousy trades. We dropped to 600, and now we are up to 862 on the scalper. Now we are 900. You can see the profit right there. It's 900. And this is the end of the line for the ES and Nasdaq. There is a sellers on, you can see here where the chart is blinking, indicating that there is sellers trying to push this market. But guess what? This is the final target for today. and you're not going to see anything below that number. The final target is 58.95. This is the final target for the morning session. We're done. Why is the final target? Because this is an institutional number. And here is the two yellow line. Those are the two yellow line measuring the previous highs and lows. You have them here on the top of the chart, and you have them at the bottom of the chart. When the market entered those two yellow lines, you have a fib in between, indicating this is the deadline here, and where people are still want to short the market, this is where you're going to reverse the market long when the amateur traders are going short. Because this is the deadline for this market. It's right there. And it works, by the way, perfect on Bitcoin and Ethereum. If you are using a daily chart, it can give you precisely, or 4 hours a chart, can give you precisely where you take your profit on a Bitcoin or Ethereum. And also on the Ethereum and Bitcoin, if you are using a daily chart, you get the perfect signals. So we can activate it some other days and show it to you with NinjaTrader. We have 987 on the scalper. Also, once the Nasdaq hit between those two yellow lines, once this Nasdaq entered those yellow lines, you should not take short anymore. You're done. So the target 3 is 58.95, and this is coming from the market analyzer. So I'm gonna leave it on the last support area right there, 58.90, and then I'm gonna leave it as is. I'm not gonna mess with it. We had a couple bad trades on the scalper. Also, if you notice, you start having a buy signal on the chart. You have a buy signal on the chart indicating this market is running out of steam. If you notice, you have a buy signal on the chart. If the first one fell, the buy signal, if the first one fell, the second one absolutely is going to be the signal. So sometimes if the market go below the buy signal, you make a bet on the second one, it will be perfect entry. So in those cases, you put one lot on the buy, and if it go against you a little bit, you wait on the second buy, and then you can do it. So you can see you don't have to study price action. Everything on the chart and is telling you to buy. So if we are short on the ES, is indicating to buy means close position. It's finished. It is between the two yellow line, and here's the support, where the others are still want to short the market. You stop shorting the market. Even if you are using Autotrade, what you do, you start directing the Autotrade to take long trade only. Very simple. You don't need to figure out everything is planted on the chart, all the information. There are so many different systems on that blue chart. You can have a second opinion on the second system on the chart, and you can make your decision if you need to override any type of an auto trade and a close position. This is the end for the short trade. And you can see how this market recovering. Be careful with the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq re-entry point 21,456. This is a re-entry point, but this is a high risk because you are not that far between those two yellow lines here. And those are important. You can see how this market recovered after the market entered those two yellow lines. And now we're climbing to the re-entry at 59.28. Be careful. This is the re-entry for the Nasdaq, 21,451 or 50.75. if the Nasdaq across that number, there is another re-entry. It depends on the ES movement. It will be 21,490 as a re-entry. If the Nasdaq managed to cross that critical area here, it also depends on the ES, because the ES is climbing to the 59.28. This is a re-entry short right there. This is a re-entry short. And if the ES able to cross that number, that's mean, and the Nasdaq across the resistance used to be support 2149, 21,496. You should close all the short trades on the auto trade. That's mean officially the short trades are over. So what you need to do in those cases when you have a big chunk of money, if you notice right now, we had $16,000 on the Nasdaq, and now we only have $12,000 on the. That's $4,000 you wasted because you didn't read the signal when it says reversal, reversal, reversal. That costs you $4,000 in a profit. This is a serious business because this is a swing trading. This is not trailing stop and stop loss. This is a swing trading. You have to have room for the market to go back and forth. Now, if we wanted to make it tight, that's different. As an example, this is another auto trade as an example. This is another example, and this is another example, right? Let's take the ES. On the ES here, there is a trailing stop and stop loss, and and target, and then it is very tight. When the trade takes a trade, it's very tight with the trailing stop. It's a different ball game. But when you are swing trading, you have to leave room for the market to go back and forth. You don't want the swing trading to close the trade immediately, because you need to give it a little room. Let me show you an example. If you were using a trailing stop, you will never see big money in your life trading. You cannot use a dummy trailing stop, because this is going to hurt. You know, I mean, there is so many, I've never seen so many children humiliating themselves on a media, and they don't have the experience. They've been around for a couple of 3 years. They were born yesterday. Good marketing people, but they don't have the experience on their neck. And you know, when you see a guy trading with his zone, it's been on the same spot all day long, or from yesterday, and it's so pathetic and basic. It's so sad when you are learning from somebody don't know how to trade a paperback. You know, I mean, I've been doing this for over 35 years. If you are using a trailing stop here, as an example, we take NASDAQ, and the market dropped to the 21,486, and then you have a pullback. This pullback would have stopped you if you were using a trailing stop. You would have been stopped long time ago. There is many cases like this one here. This one, it was for the European session. The way the market pulled back, that would have stopped you out and then generated more trades and more trades. And the more you generate more trade, the more risk you have. So, as an example here, the market dropped and we said to take a profit here, and there is a pullback, and now we are in that section here where, you see, this is where we call the re-entry for you, and this is where we call the re-entry for you. So this is a very high risk, because if this NASDAQ able to cross those area here, the short is finished. So your best offer to take your profit, where we said between the two yellow lines, where as I said, if you go back to this video, once the market entered those two yellow lines, the amateur traders are taking short. Why you need to start looking for long. I don't want to get into the reversal, because the reversal has more money, but you have to know what you're doing with the reversal. Because if you're not good with the reversal, can bite, can be very nasty. And we said it's up to the ES, and the ES came in right at that number and went back short. So this is a critical areas. So when you stick to your, we cannot say stick to your rules or my rules. The market don't care about your rules or my rules. But when we stick to the technical area and take the profit and regret later, always. When you see big chunk of money, take your profit and regret later. Always do that. And as we see, this is the re-entry point, but practically this market right now on the NASDAQ, the trades are finished. The trades are finished. There is no more trend on it. As it came in between the two yellow line and is going back and forth. Here it is very critical area, and you don't want to take a short at 21,400 anymore. So this one here is a dead meat to take trades anymore in here. You cannot take trades anymore on NASDAQ. It's finished. Now if we look at the ES, we said you have a buy signal, and if this market trying to push farther, you're not gonna go any farther than 58.95 today on the morning session. Didn't even reach the support area 59.03. If we notice, now the market is start dying out. Another things also, for you as a future trader, you can see, this is very important. You know, the biggest mistake they do, they try to, especially the ones on the Bitcoin, they try to use pattern a lot. This is what happened 4 years ago. This is what happened 2 years ago. There is no such a thing called pattern in the trading, because today is different than yesterday. Don't ever fall into those trap pattern. There is no such a thing called pattern in the trading. Today is a total different than yesterday. A few months ago, we have one president, and right now we have a different president. You cannot just say what happened 2 years ago is going to happen today. You know, another thing, there is no such a thing called double top, double bottom. What happened to the triple top, triple bottom? What happened to the supply, demand? You don't have no inventory to have an impact on the market. And when somebody say you have to go by rules, which rules? The market don't care about your rules. You know, all this nonsense, don't get lost with some people cannot even trade a paperback, or they were born yesterday. Trading is not from a guy know how to do marketing. Trading is a process you need to learn. You cannot just, you know, cut shortcuts in it. As we see here, the Nasdaq right now, no matter what you do, is finished trading. There is no more trades. Another things also, you have to be aware. You have to be aware that right now the sellers and the buyers with the 6 different time frame, they are equal. There is no trend. Doesn't matter where your auto trade come from. I don't care which supermarket you got your auto trade from. There is no trend. The buyers with the sellers are equal. Another things also, your instruments, the ones they are enable you to land your aircraft middle of the night with no lights. Here it is. They start getting green. The market is changing momentum. It's like a boat sinking, and you recognize it before the others. And the boat is sinking, it's no more short. And now there is some other instruments start going into the green. We start getting into the green, and then the buyers over the seller indicating the party is over to the short side. And here's where people miss. The chart is split in 3 pieces. It's not in 2 pieces. Any guy said the chart is split in 2 pieces is a big idiot. He don't know how to trade, because there is a certain area in the chart, it cannot be traded. It cannot be black and white. It never been traded black and white. Below that numbers here is short, and if I wanted to take long, has to go across this critical area and cross this area here, 21,495, to confirm there is no longer short. Because now the market is sitting on idle. When the market is sitting on idle and cannot find a direction, here is Mr. 007, James Bond. He bought an auto trade from a flea market. He wants to make only $1,000 a day. He cannot read it. His auto trade, if the market cannot find direction, why you think Mr. 007 is going to find a trend in the market? He cannot. His auto trade cannot find a trend in the market, and he end up losing. So there is an area in the market where it cannot be traded. And that is very hard for amateur trader to swallow, that there is area in the chart you cannot auto trade. He don't understand that. He wants his auto trade to be like a wash machine. You put your clothes, you put your powder, and everything is gonna come at the end clean. He just wants the money. He don't care if the auto trade is struggling or not. Well, if he don't care, he don't respect the market is not gonna respect him back. You cannot trade and use the platform, any platform or any auto trade like a donkey. It's not a donkey. It is something you need to be a manager, and you need to control what's going on in the market. So as we see right now, this market is not trending. The buyers are equal to the sellers. There is a lot of green. It's no longer only red. When we first started this webinar, everything was red. Now there is some green. There is some trouble in there. The same story here on the ES. It is little green, but the buyers over the sellers are still in the same area, indicating there is no trend. And that's why you can see this market sitting on idle. If we look at the NASDAQ, we can see the NASDAQ here. There is a lot of support. And at the same time, there is a resistance. So what happened here, the market got stuck in that channel between a support and a resistance, and good luck making money. Another example, we were using the scalper here. This is the only time frame we are using. We went up to 975. We dropped down to 500, and now we are up to 800 again. And for this scalper, maybe is able, because you say, okay, well, I'll scalp the market. No matter how much you can scalp the market, when the market is not trending, you can scalp the market. You can be lucky with a trade or two, but you're gonna be going in a circle as well, even with the scalping. If we look here, now we recover some of we were 975, we went down to 500, and now we are up to 800, and now the market has no direction. So even in the scalping, you're not gonna get away with it when the market is stuck between the channel. You're not gonna maybe you get away with a couple ticks here and there, but you will be going in a circle. You will not be making money. As an example here, this is a very small time frame. He took short, didn't work. Now he took long, and is still struggling. He's struggling if he's taking long, and he's struggling if he's taking short. Why? The market is flat. The market is flat. You're gonna be in a circle. And once you start getting into the circle and your auto trade start taking many trades, you are on a high risk. The less trades you make, the better off you are. It's exactly when you are sitting in a Las Vegas. They don't make money from a guy passing by. They're making money from a guy sit all day long on this table. He wins, he lose, he wins, he lose. At the end, he lose all. And this is exactly with the trading. When you see profit, take it and run. Don't think yourself you are smarter than the market. Don't think you're gonna beat the market 24/7. You cannot beat the market 24/7. When you see profit, take it and run. This is the best choice you will ever do. This is the smart trader, not the guy who sat behind the auto trade day and night looking at the P&L. This is a waste of time. So right now we are 912. We're gonna hold the trade on 1,000 and finished. We still need almost $100, and then we are done. As you see, the ES is sitting on idle, is doing nothing. Here is a heavy resistance at 59.26. You have a projection at 59.12. And look where is the buy signal. Look where is the buy signal. It's right there. The chart told you buy. So if you are on the short trade, close one and open a new one. And what is the buy signal? It's between those two yellow lines. When it is between those two yellow lines, as we said, when the amateur trader is taking a short, you should be going the opposite direction. You know, and now we are 1,000. We finished at 1,012. You can adjust the auto trade to stop trading or auto trading. I did not put a target for a daily target, but you can adjust it to stop trading once it hit the 1,000 plus minus whatever you want. But it hit the 1,000, that's all what I need. And let's see if this trade is gonna be done. Okay, well, and now it's taking short again. And you can see what's happening here. It's taking long, short, long, short, long, short, and it's not going anywhere with the trade. And this is a very small time frame. He's taking short, it's not going anywhere because the market is flat. And he's taking long, and the market not going anywhere. So you're going in a circle. You have $1,000 in a profit based on one contract. Stop it, get out, get the fresh air, go for lunch, do something, you know, and go buy a flower for your wife, you know, because they always see our neck. They don't see our face, you know, our women, they only see our neck. So this is really good. Why you need to keep trading and there is no trend in the market. So it's finished. And as you see, the auto trade going long, short, long, short, long, short, and it's not doing anything. It's not making any more money. So we are done with it. It's finished. Look. Long, broke even. Short, broke even. Short. It can get you in trouble as well. It can get you in trouble. So why? We're done. 1,000. It's finished. Close trades. It's finished. Why bother? Folks, that's all what we have for you today. We're done. There is nothing more in the market. The market is flat. And the NASDAQ at this moment, the one we were using today, is 11,000. Earlier it was 16,000 and now it is 11,000. So if you cashed in where we told you, you would have walked away with 16,000, and if you let the system run it, you would have ended up with 10,000. So we wish you a pleasant day. Thank you very much for today, and happy trading. Bye.